Today is Wednesday, January 7th, and this is the Bay Blend from WUSF. I'm Sky LeBron. The 2024 hurricane season may feel a bit far away at this point, but it left a lasting impact on Tampa Bay and the sand in the bay. You'll hear what Eckerd College students found out, plus some events to round out the first full week of 2026 in the Tampa Bay area. But first things first, here's the news. Horseshoe crabs are one of the oldest species on the planet. They're found along Florida shores. Despite their ancient status, they're seeing their population drop drastically by nearly 70%. Will Harlan is with the Center for Biological Diversity, which filed a federal lawsuit this week to put the crabs on the endangered species list.
These are some of the most ancient creatures on the planet. 500 million years old, 500 million years on this planet, and they could go extinct in this century. So that's the heartbreaking part.
Horseshoe crabs have blue blood, and I'm not talking about that show your grandparents watch. The crab's blue blood is used for testing new medicines, but Harlan says synthetic blood should replace what the crabs provide. Governor DeSantis says he does not like members of Congress trading individual stocks. He says it leads to big-time insider trading. So in Florida, he wants to see the legislature require candidates to check a box on whether they plan on trading stocks in office, and then another question when they're trying for re-election.
Well, when they run for re-election, they have to answer a second question. Did you, in fact, trade any stocks individually while you were in Congress?
DeSantis also supports a federal bill banning Congress members and their immediate family from trading. Every USF football fan saw it coming, but star quarterback Byron Brown is officially done wearing green and gold. He's transferring to Auburn to follow former USF head coach Alex Golesh. Brown announced it yesterday on Twitter. He's the 10th former Bull to head to Auburn and the SEC. And yesterday was the 120th Epiphany celebration in Tarpon Springs. It's a Greek Orthodox event where 75 teenage boys dive into the cold spring waters to get a cross somewhere at the bottom while people watch. Athos Karastinos was this year's winner. He now gets a year of blessings. I hope he gets something more than that because a year of blessings is kind of hard to track. At least give him a gift card to Applebee's or something like that. Is coffee part of your morning routine? Seitenbacher makes coffee just for you. Roasted in Germany, grown in the Colombian highlands. That's Seitenbacher. Seitenbacher. Along with a ton of flooding and wind damage, the 2024 hurricane season screwed up the sand distribution across the beaches of Tampa Bay as well. As part of the Scientists at Sea program for Eckerd College, students got to study the impacts on sand. And WUSF's Jessica Mazzaros had a chance to talk to a student in the program. Jess, how do you even conduct this type of study?
Yeah, so Amelia Sabo, who's 21 years old, hopped on a research cruise that they do at Eckerd College called Scientist at Sea program, and she basically took samples of the sediment, which is the seafloor, in 20 different sites along the Sunshine Skyway Bridge, and then you bring it back and you observe it, and she found that some was silt, some was sand. They had switched roles, and for her, she really wanted to do this study because she grew up along Tampa Bay beaches.
Seeing the effects of the hurricane really kind of crushed me.
So Jess, what kind of things can you learn? What can you actually pull from this type of study?
So what this study really does is it's a time lapse of, before hurricanes and after hurricanes and how it impacts the sea floor in Tampa Bay. And it's really important because there's something called, benthic environments is basically what's referred to as the sea floor. And here's what Sabo had to say about why it's so important.
Things like seagrass are really dependent on sediment, and that change could really affect those benthic environments and kind of change how Tampa Bay is operated.
Wow, this sounds like a really cool experience for student scientists. Has something like this been going on for a minute now, a while?
Yeah, this has been 4 years where basically these student scientists, they're undergrads. So this is a really unique experience for them. It's not someone getting their master's or PhD. It really helps them to figure out where they want to go in their career paths. So I actually spoke with Rebecca Larson, who's a professor at Eckerd who oversees this program. And she said at the symposium where these students presented all of their findings, there was actually some students from previous classes there.
And about 70% of them have gotten jobs either going to graduate schools or in industry or government agencies or nonprofits.
But 2026 might look a little different. Right now, the Scientist at Sea program lost significant funding from the National Science Foundation, and they're still looking for $36,000 to $40,000 in order to back the expedition for 2026. But Larson is optimistic. She says they've made about a third of that goal and expects that the community will come together and help to fund this for 2026.
If you want to read more about the research that's being conducted in this program, as well as the funding side of things, we got it all. It's all available at WUSF.org. Jess, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
The Epicurean Hotel in Tampa does a really cool book club called Booked and Buzzed. It's kind of like a happy hour version of a book club. This month they're talking about Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall. The synopsis says the book is about love, loss, and the choices that shape our lives. Sounds like the perfect book to get a few drinks in and then give your full opinion about. They say they make the discussion accessible, so if you finish the book or you just started it, you can still participate. This is a free event that starts at 5:30 tonight. They just want you to RSVP beforehand if you can. Also, if you miss this one, they hold similar events with different books all the time. Over at Keel Farms in Plant City tonight, they're doing a doormat painting workshop. Maybe you're tired of the generic, "Welcome to our home" doormats, or the aggressive ones that say stuff like, "Before you break into this house, tell Jesus you're on the way." Well, now you can make your own. It starts at 6:30 tonight and goes until 9. Tickets are $50, but they give you all the materials to make your doormat, plus you get a complimentary drink. And in Sarasota tonight at 6:30, Sunset Yoga on the Green at the University Town Center. It's right across from the Vitamin Shop, so you could stare into the store and watch someone get their fish oil pills while you're doing your Cobra or your cat-cow pose. It's free, there's no registration needed, and it's only an hour for people of all skill levels. All you have to do is show up with a mat, a towel, and your own water. Sounds about as simple as it gets. They do this every Wednesday, by the way. That's the Bay Blend from WUSF. I'm Sky LeBron. Hey, if you're liking the pod, I'm challenging you to tell one person about it as we continue to grow it out. We can market this all we want and do stuff on social media, but nothing hits like word of mouth. But just for listening yourself, I want to say thank you. You're the reason we're doing this every day. I'll catch you tomorrow for another Bay Blend. Have a great one.